It's is it?
Where's your cam?
It's on the
It's
OBS
on the
or
OBS.
editing.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Anyway, guys, good evening. This is another episode of I Want to Do a Podcast where we discuss everything Marvel shows. Wow, meron tayong catchphrase. Kadaya mo yun. Where we discuss everything Marvel shows. And right now, we have our friends from the Christian Geek or LGN. Ano ba ba? Ang dami mong groups, JB eh. So, we have John Benares.
You have the Christian Geek.
Yeah, the Christian
He
Geek
is the
and Develop Game Nights and
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. So you have Karshan and
Hello.
Zeke. Hello. And of course the guys and the gals from DA Geeks, which is me, House On, as you can see. You can follow me at Twitter at CV House On, yes. And you can you can also you have Gio and Patty with us tonight. So, episode 2 ng the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
One word that
Oh
best describes the episode. One word, no explanation. Go. Gio, let's start with you.
Ooh. Um. Bold.
Bold. Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
wow,
Okay.
wow, wow,
Karshan,
wow.
Karshan, you.
Heavy.
Heavy. Benares, sir.
Aggravating.
Aggravating. Patty.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Okay. And last, well, not really not the last. Zeke.
Short.
Short.
Yeah, it was 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Me, my word would be annoying. No explanation. It'll just, because it'll eventually come out as we discuss for tonight's topic. We're doing it a bit more structured tonight since, well, I'm tired. so anyway, our first
Spoiler warning.
question.
Spoiler warning.
Oh yeah, before we start, spoiler
Where's
warning.
that sound? Where's that sound?
Where's that-
effect?
Yes. Spoiler warning. If you haven't watched the second episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, then it's high time
Fat
that
Winter
you
Soldier.
then it's high time that you stop listening to this podcast or watch wherever you are, and just watch it first, and then chime in and in the comment section on what you think, especially with our questions coming in. So now, first question is empathy for John Walker. This episode showed like the human side of the guy, the America's most punchable face as of the moment. So, what do you guys
true.
think? What do you guys think? Zeke, what do you guys?
America's most punchable face. I
Yeah.
don't think he's
At
that
the
one.
moment, at the moment.
Nah, beans. Listen,
Mm.
if Steve Rogers was America's ass, John Walker is America's asshole.
Okay, so no empathy for John Walker. Alright,
I have none. Sorry.
Okay, okay.
Mm-mm.
that's fair.
I think last week he became everybody got so annoyed with him. I watched other reviews and they were so mad at him. Then they humanized the character. For a brief few seconds, I empathized with him, and then throw it out the window. Throw that out the window.
Mhm. Mhm.
You disrespectful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
They humanized him and then proceeded to show that he is human in every aspect of the word.
Yeah, even him being an ass
Every
is.
negative aspect of it.
Yeah.
actual asshole. Like instant.
Yeah,
Instant
actually,
moment.
ito yung na-realize ko lang din, just to share to the people right now. I finally understood why I really hate, well, not really hate, I find John Walker so annoying. If Steve was the representation of 1930s America, I guess, I think,
20s, 30s,
yeah,
40s.
40s, wow, basta yun. He represents
Either way.
he represents America
His
in
time.
in his time. I think Walker represents America's current situation, current disposition, and well, America's really annoying right now. So especially
That's true.
a lot of things coming out from their side of the world. So I guess that pretty much cements why I find him annoying, at least on my end. So, to those who are watching this, I would like to hear your thoughts. Why do you think he deserves the title America's most punchable face as of the moment? So,
Give
we'd
us
like
your
to
hottest
hear,
takes.
give us your hot takes. Moving on to the second question. This can you describe Captain America in one word? And how does the shield as a symbol come into play? Diba?
Hmm.
Sub-
I would describe Captain America in one word as virtuous.
Yeah. Huh?
He's a very virtuous person. Like, it doesn't matter if it's the enemy, because if he sees civilians, as long as they're people who need saving, Captain America will save them.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this Captain America or just
Steve
Captain
Rogers.
America? Right.
Rogers.
Steve
I
Rogers.
think you have
It's
to
like his legacy.
we have to emphasize lang talaga. We have to emphasize which Captain America
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking
You
about.
gotta clarify which Captain America.
Yeah.
Because for a while there, I thought you were empathizing with him.
How about the others? Before I say my piece, kasi it's going to be a reference. Carlos, ready the
Yeah.
thing.
Dinger. Ready to
Be a,
dinger.
it's gonna be a reference. How about the others? You guys want to I want to share your thoughts about it. Mukhang
Cap wouldn't be out there signing merch. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
I would disagree, especially in the early years of Steve Rogers' Captain America.
Yeah.
Remember,
But he was made to do that.
Yeah.
Because ad campaign.
he was made to do that. So what does it mean ba na this John Walker wasn't made to sign stuff?
Seems to be
Nagka
enjoying it
diba?
for a bit.
I mean, he had to put up a face na parang he had to say na he enjoys it. But then, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying lang na yun. Kasi on my end, I think ano nga ba yun? Captain America is like All Might in the real world, or at least in the MCU. Reference ding, please.
Well,
He's
to be
like-
fair, I mean, All Might is more of a Captain America
Yeah.
in that universe.
Yeah.
It's more
In
the
a sense, if all for sorry. One for all
It's
ba?
one
One
for
for
all.
all. If one for all was passed to the wrong successor, that'll be John Walker at this point. if All Might gave one for all, not to Deku or to Mirio or to some 2-bit person.
Shigaraki.
No, it's
No,
worse.
that would've been
Shigaraki's worse.
interesting.
Shigaraki's gonna be worse.
Ah,
Okay, so
Like straight up villain.
yeah, the shield has
It would
become
wait, ganito. It would have been if he gave one for all to I Cannot Stop Sparkling. Di ko
Oh
maalala
my
yung
gosh.
pangalan niya.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
the naval guy. The one
Yeah.
with the naval laser.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah,
yeah.
the-
I
laser.
forgot his name, so
I-
I don't remember.
Basta, Sparkly Man.
Oh my gosh.
Sparkly man.
That's
I
You
think
sure?
they're-
What about? I think it'd be more like giving it to the guy who can copy other people's powers.
no.
Oh yeah,
Nintendo?
si ano yun,
The one from
What's his
the
name?
Class B.
the one that watches
Oh,
on his
yeah, I think yeah, that's a good. Yes, JB, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was just thinking that if we were to compare, the Captain America that we see at the end of Endgame, or actually the latter movies of Marvel, is a different Captain America that we first saw in First Avenger.
Yeah.
And so, if we were to ask him, is he going to be signing, merchandise and
Not anymore.
he's probably not going to do that. And remember that he was disillusioned with the kind of America that America was at the time.
Yeah.
It's true.
If you will see his costume, he blackened out the star on his costume.
Like I think he ripped that out, did he?
I
Winter
don't know
Soldier
if it's
changed
another
him.
turned it black, but anyway, either way.
Yeah,
but
parang
here,
Mhm.
Captain America different eh. He represents the America that is into the let's make America great again. You
He,
know,
he, he's into
that's
the
the
one
kind.
free. He's into the one for freedom for all.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, since you went there, JV, I'm gonna skip the question, some of the questions here, and go back to it later. I want to discuss um yung Sam and Bucky's arguments, and especially
Uh,
in light of what happened with Isaiah.
Oh, okay.
Diba? Kasi
Bigat nun.
somebody said ano make America great again. So, ano mo yun, let's go there. It's already there. Our foot is already on the door. Let's go into the whole issue of racism and also racial profiling, which was shown
Oh my god.
Yeah,
in
it
this
was shown in
episode.
the episode. It was shown like Sam and Bucky were just having an argument,
Mm-hmm.
and then a cop car pulls over, stops. They immediately ask Bucky if Sam was bothering him, and Disney went there.
Yeah,
Disney went.
they had
Yeah.
to. They had
They
to.
There was a
straight up went
whole
to that.
yeah,
Can't
it was a
just
whole
pretend it doesn't
uncomfortable
exist.
scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. We can't just ignore that.
It's
So,
a great reminder of how grounded the Captain America stories are. And I think I actually like it. It's more of ano rin eh, parang it makes you think. The police stopped questioning Wilson
After
because they knew, because he was a hero.
yeah.
What if Wilson was just any black guy on the street having an argument? Things
like
Oh,
big, trying to find a moo for his daughter.
Yeah, like what happened with
Yeah.
Jeffords and ano, in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Ding, ding. It's a ding, Carlos. It's a ding. It's a ding.
Reference.
Yeah, so parang, yeah, what would have happened if Wilson wasn't, Falcon? The Black Falcon? No, not really. He's just a Falcon.
Yeah, I love
Na
that.
I
love
think
that.
may significance yung pagkakasabi ng Black Falcon. It's because
They want to
uh,
emphasize that it's a black.
African Americans are looking for representation all the
Yeah.
time.
Tsaka ano eh.
And parang to have Falcon, like to have a Falcon who's the same skin color as they are, and parang they feel, oh, finally we're being recognized. We're getting out there. But what the sad thing is, they did not do it sooner with the Black Captain America.
Yeah.
We'll jump into that later just a bit because
Yes.
I think I also like the part where it kind of shows lang yung sense of entitlement and ownership ng colored, ano ba? Ano yung tamang term? What's the right term? Can
People of color.
people of color, especially with Falcon, na parang the kid insistent, no, my dad said you're Black Falcon. You're not not Falcon. You're Black Falcon. Parang it reminds me sadly of the Pinoy yung proud to be Pinoy
Pinoy
thing.
pride?
Yeah, Pinoy pride.
Pinoy
There we go.
pride.
The Pinoy pride
Mhm.
thing that's
man.
going on. Na parang, oh no.
They find someone
no,
who just has a little bit of Filipino blood.
Yeah, it reminds me of
Yeah.
yun, Jasmine Trias ba yun? Yeah, Jasmine Trias.
Mm.
People were the Filipinos were praising, no, she's one of us. She's also Pinay, blah 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 blah. And then I remember distinctly, even up to now, na parang she said in an interview na Hawaii is forever my home. Everywhere else is just work. Parang
Ooh, that
Things.
Ding.
diba?
Yeah.
Although
Parang-
I think it, yeah.
It's just where she grew up. That's it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
alam mo yun, parang yung sense of entitlement and ownership. The difference with us, parang it's worse kasi the things that we do just to say Pinoy pride. But then in the context of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and their history in America, it's warranted and it's merited eh. So parang katulad lang yan ng why did it take so long to have a female Marvel movie, 'di ba, with Black Widow, and parang
Widow.
I think
Captain Marvel.
and yeah. Pero yeah, Captain Marvel. Pero si Black Widow yung una eh. And it's kinda, I know, and it, no, it didn't. And it kinda, I kinda like,
For another time.
I actually kinda like na parang, they're finally addressing yung mga pagkukulang ng comics and also ng comic, ng geek, well, comic book genre na parang yes, yung over-sexualization, no representation. Hindi lang siya sa Marvel but also in the other camp. Na parang I like it na the people are getting
Woke.
yeah, not just woke but they're putting in characters that are not just Caucasian. Tingnan mo yung recent, yung pinakasikat na bagong Marvel Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, si Kamala wait,
Camilla Khan.
yeah, Kamala Khan.
Miss Marvel, yeah.
Yun yung todo promote sa kanya sa games eh in the Avengers. And then we're just reminded, lalo not in the context of Falcon and the Winter Soldiers episode, na since Bucky is white, and then Wilson is sa Baltimore pa sila. So parang it kind of puts things back into perspective na superhero movies, series or episodes can be a good reminder or at least a good teaching, a moral teaching piece for people to be reminded na yes, we try to be yung escapism, but then we still need to face reality and we need to do something about it. So moving on.
I was just
Okay, sige,
thinking.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Go,
So I
go,
was
go.
just thinking really, that I actually like the representation of Sam Wilson's Falcon here because number one, the Falcon is black. They did not need to be the Black Falcon.
Yeah.
He's just the Falcon. And I think that's the kind of representation that you would want in people of color in comic books. They are naturally people of color. They're not like a colored version of an existing white character.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
I
I like
like
that.
the fact that he said, no, it's not Black Falcon, it's just the Falcon. Because
Yeah.
he doesn't need to be a Black Falcon. He is the Falcon,
So-
regardless. He's black,
Yeah.
right?
I like
So
it.
I think that I like that kind of representation rather than in the news like Warner Brothers is creating a black Superman. And I'm like, you need to create a black Superman?
Hindi, parang
Right?
Just
And
create a
the-
hero that's just black.
well, you have to remember. You also have to remember. Then even Marvel did their thing with
yeah.
who's this show guy who's the new Hulk?
Ah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Amadeus
Amadeus
Cho.
show and some other parang it's kinda a good ano lang na parang it's not perfect but at least it's trying to correct some of the mistakes the predecessors and the source material has done. So parang wait lang.
And I mean, like, even the introduction of, for example, of Spectrum in WandaVision, right? A black female superhero.
Yeah.
In fact, she didn't have to be a black Captain America. Black Captain Marvel. She was, Spectrum.
Because at the
Though
same time, like
Though
the
she was
existence
Captain Marvel,
of the
I think,
label,
in the
yeah.
comics.
Yeah, although she was Captain Marvel at one point.
Yeah.
The existence of the label, like Black Falcon, implies the existence of a Falcon of any other color variant.
Mhm.
Whereas
Yes.
it is, like, as you said, just the Falcon. There's no there's no palette swap. It's not Smash Bros.
It's not they're not Echo
In
Fighters.
the future,
Oh,
in the
reference!
future, though, will they
Reference!
have to refer in
Ding
the future? Though,
Carson.
will they have to refer
did-
Joaquin
I
Torres
did.
as Mexican Falcon?
The
Yeah.
Mexican Falcon.
So
para ano,
In the comics, he
para
does take a
wrestler.
Falcon role, right?
since
Right.
since
So
we've
after the
been
Black Falcon, the Brown Falcon, what?
since we've already been talking about Black Captain America, let's discuss Isaiah. Parang
wait lang. Before I let you go to that, parang it also comes in reverse. Kasi parang Sam, when they were discussing Bucky's time in Wakanda, he called him White Panther.
Oh,
So
that's true.
there was some kind of ano din reference din, pero yun lang parang it goes both ways.
Yeah, I guess, but it also at that point, I think they have the license to do it kasi parang ang dami ng white eh. I mean, ang dami ng whites. I mean, parang
White characters.
they've been
But they don't. They're not really called anything
yeah,
white.
so might as well call someone white, not really White Panther but White Wolf. But anyway, moving on. Since
Mm.
we've already discussed about a Black Captain America. Let's go to Isaiah. JB, you were saying something of the air kanina about the about your surprise of actually Marvel going through with that. Can you please elaborate?
Yeah, actually, I wasn't expecting that they would introduce Captain America. In the original Marvel comics, so after they introduced Steve Rogers, they also introduced this as representation. In fact, I would say that was very progressive for the time when they released him as a black version of Captain America. But I was surprised that they would actually introduce him here because for the most of the canon storyline, the what do you call that? The progression of who became Captain America after Steve had always been Bucky and then
Sam.
Sam Wilson. So to see suddenly Isaiah Bradley here, it's like, oh, that's a good surprise. But it kind of fits because the whole theme about we have to be one people, one nation, right, and all that whole idea, and then at the same time recognizing that the people of color are not being recognized in their for their contributions. So it was kind of surprising, a good surprise. At the same time, it makes a lot of sense to introduce him here in this kind of storyline because as we've seen in the past episode as well, it's very grounded.
Okay.
Very, very grounded, yeah.
Um. Okay.
Anyone else have
Carson.
anything else to say?
Yeah. Anybody want to
No.
say anything about I actually like the
Particularly.
the part here where things got complicated. Lang na they actually were able to tie it in. It's probably Hydra who put him in 30 years in prison. So yung bitterness niya ganun katagal. So I guess that kind of works too. But yeah, it's like kahit na small thing siya, it's a good it's a good reminder of how real um the Falcon and the Winter Soldier aims to be. Since we're moving forward to the next part, during that couples therapy session with Sam and Bucky,
Mm.
And Bucky.
Mm.
do you who do you side with? Who do you
Honestly,
think?
Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
hard.
interesting. It's very hard to say.
If it feels Bucky's reasoning seems a little bit selfish, kinda, because only reason he wants un- you know uh Sam to be Captain America is just that because if he does become Captain America, then it reinforces his belief na Steve was right about him that he can still be good na ganun.
Hmm. See?
Okay, wait. For the folks at home, let's explain both sides, right?
Hi.
So Bucky's argument. Bucky's mad at Sam because Sam gave up the shield, which Steve entrusted it onto him, right?
Mhm.
And Bucky's mad at Sam because Steve believed in Sam, and so did Bucky, and by extension, Bucky believed in Sam. I would say that.
Yeah.
And Steve believed in Bucky. And if Sam, acts like he does not deserve the shield, then that means Steve was wrong.
Mm. And then
If
And
Steve
that's
was
what
wrong,
Bucky is
it
mad
brings
about.
doubt to it brings doubt. What if
Steve
Steve
was
was
wrong with
about him?
also with about him. But then
Yeah.
I
About
I like
Bucky.
how Sam countered that with it's one thing that Bucky and Steve can't understand is that why can't they just accept what he did? And
Mhm.
parang both of them can't understand the feeling. So parang ako personally ano yung term, I'd actually be with kay Sam's side. I'm
Oh.
going to be on Sam's
Yeah.
side dahil on the basis where yes, I understand yung whole purpose of the shield, of the of what's happening. But then yun nga, I think this was also mentioned in the last episode ng I Want to Do a Podcast. How can Sam represent the country when he is a person of color, which is still being maligned in the country up to this day and up to that timeline in their diba?
Mm.
And I think looking back from that perspective, I think that's what Wilson meant na can both of them understand why he did it. Kasi parang
Mm.
I also see the fact din na yung mantle sobrang bigat. Hindi lang siya,
Yeah.
it's not just because, oh, here's a shield.
Yeah.
That's it. It
Not
has,
just the shield.
diba? It has,
But-
mm,
So another
Yeah.
thing is, like, why does he have to become Captain America?
yeah,
Why can't he represent all these things as Falcon?
yeah. Diba?
For me, I'm actually Team Bucky.
Mhm.
Mainly because I think that I know. Yeah, I get Sam. I get that the mantle is heavy. He gave it up because he didn't feel like it was right for him to carry the shield. But he also is also ignoring the fact that Steve trusted him. He believed Steve believed that Sam was the right person to take on the mantle. So that means he didn't have faith in what Steve saw in him. That decision was filled with self doubt. It was filled with, I guess, a bit of pride as well. When we feel we don't deserve something, when everybody says we deserve it, then that's also pride.
Yeah.
And
That's
so I
true.
see. I kind of feel like, to a certain extent, Bucky is justified for getting angry at Sam. He trusted you.
Yeah.
He gave it to you. He didn't give it to me. He gave it to you. Right? That must have been hard on Bucky as well. But
That's
he
for sure.
respected that decision.
Yes, Patty. Yours your hand.
Okay,
We know what you
so
mean, Ron.
this is going to be very controversial for my end.
Kasi
Na,
yeah, he's
knowing
going
me,
on Sam's side.
the ultimate,
He's gonna go
the
on Sam's
ultimate,
side.
the ultimate Bucky stan. But I am on Sam's side this time.
Oh.
Wala, pero wala pa
Yeah.
tayo
Yeah.
ano dyan, Carlos.
What?
Meron ka ba?
Yeah.
So,
Kasi
vote her out, vote her out.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Um, it stems from the very reason that Cap chose Sam to get the shield. If you will, this is also the reason why I accepted finally Sam as the next Cap when he was given the shield. So this goes back to the first Avenger with Dr. Abraham Erskine.
Mhm.
This one.
He told Steve na Captain America is not a perfect soldier, but a good man. So this is what went into Steve's head when he gave Sam the shield probably. Na Bucky is a perfect soldier, sure. But Sam here, he saw that he was helping veterans who were he was helping veterans process through their PTSD. He was helping other people in his own way. So he thought, hey, here's the good man. So he gave Sam the shield. Meanwhile, Sam, in his goodness, he felt that maybe it's time for the Captain America mantle to rest, put it to rest, and instead of like looking to into somebody like Captain America for inspiration or to inspire for action, maybe put it in the hands of the people or in yourself. Na okay, parang Cap's gone. We should accept it. And binigyan na niya yon sa Smithsonian as a reminder na we we can be like our own inspiration, our own, motivators, ganun. But what went wrong? I think what went wrong is that the American government decided otherwise. They were both blindsided by the American government na parang, bitch, you thought you see the last to me, parang ganon.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think Sam was okay. Sam did, I think I can empathize with Sam why he did that, why he gave the shield, and how he's feeling about it. That's why I side with him. And yeah, for once, I think Bucky was kind of selfish. Na he parang he could have
Mm.
parang he could have been he might be wrong about me. It's like,
That's the thing where it became
so you
selfish.
wanted a shield.
Mm-hmm. I
Kasi it would
I
have, syempre, it would have ended different if Bucky had the shield. So, yeah.
I actually don't think Bucky wanted the shield. I don't think
Uh,
Like,
I
nah,
don't think
he's hardest on himself. He wouldn't want it.
yeah, he
You know,
doesn't
I think
want
Sam could have been.
mm,
Sorry.
okay.
No, I was
Okay.
just gonna say that I think Sam could have been, a little bit sympathetic, I guess, or empathetic towards what Bucky said.
yeah.
And just a little bit. Other than that, yeah, I kind of get Patty's point.
Yeah, I get Patty's point too. I for one though side with Bucky here.
Mhm.
I side with Bucky
Mhm.
because when you are entrusted something great, of course you guys know the parable of the three servants, right?
Three servants or
Mm.
the talents?
Uh,
Yeah,
Three
the
talent.
three talents.
Talents, the
The three
Mhm.
talents,
talents.
Well, they were servants with those
the
talents, so
Yeah,
talents.
but then
They
it's
were
not called
servants
the
with those talents.
servants.
That's how I remember it as. Anyway, right now to me it feels like Sam is being like the one servant who just kept the
The
talent,
last
dug
servant.
it. Yeah, the last one who
mm,
just dug it. You know, and
So
the problem is the master's never gonna come back.
mhm. Zeke
And
made the reference pala,
Not,
Carlos.
I mean,
that's do biblical references count
I'll,
as
I'll,
Yes,
quote?
yes,
I
they
would
do.
I
I
They
would
will,
do.
count that.
I will wait for you to finish your point, but I
Sige,
have like,
sige. Ano, I I know that Sam didn't want to end up like John Walker, right? Because there could have been a reality or a universe where Sam could have just ended up like John Walker, being hated by millions
Mhm.
of people around the world because he's the new Captain America. People are gonna complain. You're gonna get hate no matter what.
Be called
And
the world's
Sam,
America's most punchable face. I saw that.
yeah, something like that. And to Sam, that's a very very heavy weight. I understand that. But when you have the person who was holding that mantle in the first place give it to you, does that not mean something? Right? It means that you have been chosen for this one special role, for this special thing, and you can make it your own. See,
Oops.
his own.
Mhm.
All it takes is for you to be a good man, and that's what Sam was. And Sam could easily just represent it his own way.
I think
And
let's go.
and
Sige, tuloy mo lang.
and he doesn't even need to be called Captain America. He's still the Falcon. He will always be the Falcon. It's just that now he carries the the ideas, the virtues of the good man that Steve Rogers was,
Mhm.
and that's what I think. That's what I think he should have thought about.
hmm, I,
That's why I side with Bucky here.
I'll,
Hmm.
I mean, this, I
It's
mean, if
Captain
it
America
was
wins.
anything like, for me, like if it was anything like the parable of the talents, isn't it more like if he, it'd be more like it if he just kept it and never actually gave it away or anything. Because this way, it still serves some purpose as
Well,
parang if he, yeah, with him bringing it to the memorial, it served a purpose pa rin.
I kinda
Uh,
disagree and agree at the same time in that part. Kasi parang, if we're talking about the three talents, parang, you have to remember then na parang him putting it in the Smithsonian is like synonymous to the one
Just
who got one talent and put and
just
buried it
burying it.
underground.
Yeah.
So parang on that end, I also get what you're saying, pero also at ano rin na parang why I'm Kasi ganito yan eh. Ganito yan.
Like, I mean, mm-mm.
Considering the whole nature of what's happening, especially in that context, I think there are things kasi that Sam knows or have experienced at the same time that Bucky and Steve would not be able to just because of their the color of the skin. And I think that's what Sam is referring to. Not just yung yung ano eh yung
Insecurity.
it's not just the insecurity thing kasi parang kahit if it's just individuals like si Sam and it's just Bucky, Sam and Steve, then it's fine. Pero kasi what Steve is going through, what Steve is passing to Sam is not just those three. You also have to consider the you have to also consider America, and it and considering the situation, especially with how Sam sees things in his, it's not as simple as yes, I accept it, and and no, when I do this, it's like parang I'm doing this because I'm disrespecting you or whatever. It's a little more nuanced, especially if you're considering Falcon for who he is. And I think that's why I'm siding with Sam kasi hindi nila alam yung na-experience si Sam. Hindi nila alam yung experience of a colored guy in America because they're both Caucasian. And
Can I
I'm
add to that? Can I add to that,
sige.
Vince?
Sige.
Not only does Sam have a different experience because of his skin color, but also of his age. Let's remember na
You're born into
Bucky's
two
like what
different time.
106, yeah, and then
Yeah.
Sam's like what 30s, 40s. So there's definitely an age gap. Parang let's go here.
I think it's more
Bucky's a
generation.
boomer.
Generation.
Bucky's a boomer. and then, and Sam is a millennial. There you go. So there's so much disconnect already.
Ang
Dun pa
daming,
lang.
ang daming pwede nating and I think we could further discuss this. But then we already talked about it at length. If anybody wants to add something more, please add it now so we can move on to the
I don't
next
think
question.
Carlos has
Yes,
pressed
Carlos.
his side.
No, sorry. I was just gonna say I'd love to stay, but I gotta bounce.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you already
see you all
did.
next week.
Ah,
Sige man.
Bye,
Bye.
YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. Okay, so we're moving on to I think second to the last question. Is John Walker really just a misunderstood hero or an asshole?
I think Patty answered that question.
I think yes. I think yes.
America's asshole.
I think,
America's asshole. Let me tell you.
I think
He's
yes.
still with the government din eh.
I think
I,
yes.
I think I think you know those people who are well-meaning, good intention, but they come off anyway.
Yeah,
Like an
yeah.
Good intention, but I
That is
think
all
his priority still is just America.
Yeah.
I think it's the problem.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because he is in the American military and everything.
Is he a
He's
Oh,
been bred for that.
dad?
So parang his priority is America and the other countries are just second.
Isn't Sam also in American Armed Forces? Where's the Air
Yeah.
Force?
Yeah,
So
well,
what
yeah,
was the
but
difference?
He wants to
Once.
do the right thing.
No longer.
Here's the thing. Yeah, he's been working with Steve and the other Avengers longer, and parang
Yeah.
his mindset's much more different compared to someone who's just been Captain America
Yeah.
for 2 days.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Sabagay.
Diba?
And again, I go back to make America great again. It's something like that. It comes from that vein.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
And parang it's not as parang like I said din kanina, John represents not you, John. John represents
Walker represents.
Walker represents the annoying America. And I think that's pretty much it. And we're going to see more of it in the remaining four episodes, tama? Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Let me just add, because like Walker's mindset right now is save his current country, and Steve's mindset was always let's just save the world,
Or save people in general, not
Save
the
people in
country.
general, right? Because even though Steve started out as John Walker at first, and it was fine because there was no predecessor,
Mhm.
like John Walker said, he has some big shoes to fill, but he ain't running right.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Like that,
So
like that.
it, so I would say at first then I empathized, and then I kept as his dialogue was continuing, I kept thinking, okay, this guy's kind of an asshole. He could word these things better. He
Yeah,
could word
Yeah.
his requests
Yeah.
better.
I did
He,
like the other one until his last line.
Which
yeah,
Yeah.
I
ang
really did
daming
like
line,
that.
Mm.
ang daming line. Yung ano, yung I wanted Captain's
Yeah.
Wingman on my side.
To be
Yeah,
on
the
my
one before
side.
that was good. Like
He
Yeah.
was
Bruh.
actually saying
he's
it
just
well.
doing. He's just
That's
trying
what
to
the
be the best he can be.
Yeah, he's
yes,
trying to be
exactly.
the best he can be, but it's really different from
That's
what we know Captain America, Steve Rogers has. And Steve Rogers would never say out of my way. Steve
Yeah.
Rogers
mm,
would say, okay,
let's
I'm just
work
gonna go.
together.
He wouldn't even say it. No, he wouldn't even say anything. He'd
No,
just
actually
go.
he would. He would. He
What would
did.
he say?
He
Didn't he
did.
do that in Civil
Yeah,
War?
he did that in
What did he
Civil
say?
War.
He said, "Stay out of my way."
Yeah, he
Well,
did
not
something.
stay,
He did
not
something
like
like
that, but
that. He did something like that to ano.
it's to that same
To
effect
Yeah.
Tony.
because he
Yeah,
went
to
to war
Tony.
with them.
Yeah, because they wanted ano, 'di ba? He wanted to protect ano,
Bucky.
Bucky.
Those were different, those were different drivers kasi
I guess so, but
for that statement.
Actually, kung tutusin, for me, Walker had a higher ground for at least this one compared to Cap. Kasi si Cap parang he was just protecting one guy eh,
one
Yeah.
guy who
Mm.
was
'di ba?
But you have to ano you have to also put it into the context when Captain America said it. It was he was on opposing sides.
Mhm.
Technically, the Walker and Falcon and Bucky, they're not on the opposite sides. They're actually on the same side.
Yeah,
For him to say, "Let's stay out of my way" when we're on the same side makes no sense. Why
that's
would you
true.
do that? Right?
Yeah, very very true. You don't say
Yes.
that to someone who's who could possibly help you.
Yeah, pero kasi at the same time, they're making it hard for him to ano eh,
They are
to
they
they're making it hard for him to actually
work.
work with him.
they really are.
'Di ba? So
Yeah.
parang
Guys,
hmm,
didn't you notice na parang in the span of that scene with the Jeep, John Walker went from "let's work together" to "stay out of my way." Parang, excuse me?
hindi
Parang, di
kasi
ba parang, oh, what does that make you think?
hindi ako kasi personally I'm trying not to ano eh, not I'm trying to disassociate ano
Keep the
yung
two separate.
yung feelings ko with Captain America Steven ano kasi personally if you look at it objectively as you walang maling ginawa si
There's
Obvious ba
Walker.
yung
there's not
bias
there's
ko?
nothing really wrong
Yeah,
with him wanting
technically,
to
yeah.
Yeah,
John
and
Walker
then,
help
May
didn't
out.
do
I
bias.
wrong.
mean,
Technically, he didn't do anything wrong.
yeah,
Mm.
It's just that they can't accept he's Captain America now, and
yeah,
that he's kind of bossy as he is.
kind of
like parang
bossy.
he hasn't done anything to earn the respect yet, and he's
Yeah,
Yep.
already demanding it.
Mm.
Yep.
yeah. That's the kind of
Agree.
thing
Mm.
that we're going through right here.
Yeah, I
He's
think yun din
demanding
yun.
respect.
No, and just because he has a title doesn't mean he can, insist on
Mhm.
what is going to happen.
Yeah,
It's just a
exactly.
title.
That's
If
true.
we're gonna talk
And
about experience, hello.
that's
Yeah,
very
but
true.
Right?
he's talking about like he has authority over them in power. Well, I mean, he does
Pero
have
you know what?
influence
And technically,
considering
he
with
does not
the
have the
Yeah, he
authority
does.
because they're not in the military. Both of them are actually
well,
not.
not yeah, not
Yeah.
authority. Well, the
Free,
two of them no, but this guy
freelancers
is.
eh.
Yeah,
Freelancers nga daw sabi niya, no?
and I know that that's what Sam is afraid of, right? That's what Sam is afraid of coming off as too. But it's like he has the experience. He's worked with the Captain America
And other Avengers.
and other Avengers past, and they beat Thanos. His At the
Oh,
moment
yeah.
you say they beat Thanos, there is
I
nothing
mean,
more to say.
some would
They
even
beat
say he led the
Thanos.
charge when
On your left.
when it came to Endgame. When
Yeah,
the portals came in, he was the one who led the charge in.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Right after Steve said assemble, he just flew in and he was ready. He was kicking butt.
On your left.
on
Yeah,
your
that one. That's what I meant when he led the
Oh,
charge.
that means he was always Steve's right hand man because he was always on his right. Because Steve was always on
He's
his
always
left.
on his right, yes.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. You actually went there?
yeah.
Yeah, we went there.
Anyway, moving forward.
Bucky is, and Bucky's left arm. Well, never mind.
Well.
No, 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 no.
not the right hand and the left arm.
Oh my gosh. Moving
Right,
You
forward.
right.
you have my arm.
Moving
Take it.
on.
and
Oh my gosh. Tawang-tawa si Patty.
Good job, good job, good job.
Mhm.
I approve.
Is there anything more that we need to talk about? Oh yeah, here's
No, yun nga, we're nearing our last question for tonight.
and
That'll
here it
be...
is.
Hmm.
What do you guys think about the movement of the Flag Smashers? Like what they stand for? You know, one world, one people.
Because right
Hmm.
now the world is separated by those who were blipped and those who weren't.
Yeah. So those who weren't Blip were like,
I would
what are you guys doing back here? We moved on.
I would say they're
Or
very Hydra.
Hmm.
It's very
kind
Hydra.
of. What was Hydra's?
That's
What was Hydra's?
Hydra wants to have a one world government where everyone, you know, there are no borders, there are no everyone's subjected under the Hydra government. That's why I say it's very Hydra. The way that they are thinking is, let's go back to a world before the blip. There's no borders. There's only one people. It sounds very. How do you put it? It sounds very appealing to people who are so tired about racism, tired of inequality, not just racial inequality, but different kinds of inequalities.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it
Mhm.
does sound appealing.
Discriminations.
But in order for you to actually enact that, you would have to have a fascist type of government, and it's really not going. And that's really not going to go well with a lot of people.
that's true. Very true.
yeah.
I,
Reading about yung background ni
Carly?
Carly. Well, in the comics, Carly is a Carl. So they kind of changed it up for this series. And it started Carl Morgenthau was he came from a background wherein he was like a son of a diplomat, or he was a diplomat himself, and then eventually
Diplomat.
he became this person who was anti-separatist, and then that's why he was called the flag smasher, because he hated things that sep-
Yes, Patty.
Sorry, what? Oh, she got disconnected.
If
Oh no, DC.
Oh no!
You got hacked by Hydra.
Head Hydra. Head
The
Hydra.
flag
Hydra?
smashers didn't want her to say anything more. They got her.
They got her. Oh no.
She got attacked by hacktivists.
She got mad.
Well,
Anyway.
while we're on pause from her point, like Hydra, right? Cut off one finger, two more will show up.
Yeah, you went there. You actually went there.
Oh man.
What was
One
that?
finger,
In,
so one head.
what was that hacktivist group in Agents of Shield? Rising Tide.
Oh, Rising Tide. Ooh.
Rising tide. After one wave stops, two more will come.
Oh my gosh. Really. Really.
I think she's
Really.
back.
Oh, she's back.
Hi,
Hi, are you
Patty.
back, Patty?
Patty.
Krabby.
Patty.
Krabby.
Patty.
She's not yet back.
It's a crank in the neck. Hang on a
She's
minute.
not
There.
back.
Nawala
Anyway.
ako. I was like in the
Continue.
middle of explanation. Saan ako nakat?
Okay,
You
so
got cut
that's
off.
it for us. Thank you for joining. Joke lang. Joke lang. Joke lang.
You got cut off sa you got cut off sa
I'm sorry.
what
That's
was it? You got cut off sa I can't remember. Oh man.
You said-
okay,
you were
back to
saying
Ted's
something like
Colson.
You look at the background of Carl Morgenthau.
Yeah.
Morgenthau.
So son of a diplomat or a diplomat himself.
Yeah, and you were saying that something
He was
about
Some of the separatists.
anti-separatist. Yeah.
separatists. Yeah,
So
Mm-mm.
continue.
and that's where somewhere there you got cut
That
off.
somewhere there you got shot off. So he, well, last I heard he was anti-separatist. Please continue.
Yeah, okay. So, so he was anti-separatist. That's why he hated symbols that showed or portrayed separation, such as flags.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he was
Um.
called Flag Smasher. So,
Uh,
yun na.
okay.
Okay.
I understand. Why Smasher and not Ripper?
Well,
I
they
wonder.
had. I guess
Because
they wanted to
Flag
smash.
Smasher just sounds cooler.
I guess,
Yeah,
but you
that
don't
too.
really smash flags. You can't smash a
Well,
flag. You can
I.
only cut it,
Wait lang,
or rip
ano nga.
it, burn it, flag burner,
Shred it.
I guess at
flag
this
shredder.
point, guys, we broke the 50-minute record.
Flag
I think
Ripper.
it's high time for
Yeah.
us to, wind down. What are you
All
looking
right.
forward to for episode 3?
Ooh.
Zemo.
Flag
Zemo,
Zemo,
Zemo, Zemo.
Baron Zemo, Baron
Yeah.
Zemo. I look forward to none other than Baron Zemo. And
Yeah.
and
Maybe
while
Area
I
Yeah.
13.
while I
And
did
I'm actually
appreciate the action scene,
Zemo,
the
yes.
truck fight scene, while
Mm-hmm.
I did appreciate that scene where we saw the shield in action again, great, but it's not Steve, not great. There was so mixed feelings.
He
There,
only
Yeah.
had
there were
2 days to
so
practice
many.
with it, right?
No, no, not. I think
I bet
it.
he had a lot of
I think
practice
it's
with it.
longer.
Yeah,
He probably had longer practice with it.
longer training. Yeah.
No,
Mm-hmm.
because how long has it been since he gave the shield to the Smithsonian?
Oh, a while, I think.
I
A
guess so.
while.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was so mixed feelings when we saw that truck fight scene, right? Did you guys have mixed feelings? Yay, the shield! But wait, it's John Walker.
Ugh.
It's like,
Yeah.
They killed Redwing.
Yeah.
oh, they killed Redwing. Yeah, they killed Redwing. Now there's no more Redwing.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
guess we're winding down na rin. So, yun, Hydra.
Yeah.
So, we have, ano tawag dito? We have, for next year, for next episode next year. What the heck? For next episode, parang, I'm also looking forward to for Zemo and parang what's gonna happen this coming 'di ba? This coming
Coming
episode.
Friday.
Yeah.
Is actually my question is Zemo the big bad here? Because
Yeah, this
I'm not sure.
the way that they were introducing that he has to talk to Zemo makes me think like what is he reformed or semi-reformed or something? I don't know.
I wouldn't want that though. I want him more as as a villain than just a
That's true.
anti-hero thing.
That's
What I'm
true.
looking forward to is to see him try the trigger words and Bucky's like, haha, that doesn't work anymore.
and then eventually
Oh.
it worked pala may lang mas matagal lang yung countdown timer nun.
What I'm looking
I
forward
trust
to.
in the genius of Shuri's that
Yeah.
got rid of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess
Hold
yeah.
on,
Go.
what I'm looking forward to is most definitely the fact na magiging villain consultant series. Like, I'm
Zemo.
cool with him as a villain. He's a cool villain, but
They've done that in lots of other movies, haven't they?
have they?
I mean,
In
not they,
MCU?
not like MCU, but
Oh, okay.
uh, lots of other movies have done. Okay,
We'll
will
do this whole
in a
villain,
sequel they'll consult a previous
this
villain or
villain, right?
antagonist.
Yeah, and
a
I'm a
line
sucker for
a
that.
line comes to mind. A line
Uh,
comes to mind. You must be so desperate to come to me for help.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
22 Jump Street where they get the help of the coach.
wait, where did that line come from? That's so familiar. Wait. Oh,
Oh God.
is that Loki?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, anyway, I'm a huge sucker for villain consultants and, seeing villains help the heroes deal with some other baddie who's just worse than they are. And and I love it. This is what part of the reason why I love Loki. He's awesome. Great
Mm.
villain.
I feel like Zemo still has his agenda, so he might not actually like fully help them. It might actually manipulate them. Pa.
Oh, so like a genie.
Kind of like that. Like he'll
Kinda
help
like a
them out a
teenager.
little bit, but he'll
He
like
has his own
put in his
agenda.
own stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
he'll have his
Yeah.
own agenda. Like to get out, maybe get the mask.
But
Per-
really, he's still ano, he's still after something because in the trailers we see him in ano, in Sokovia, in the
Hmm.
memorial for Sokovia. So obviously he's still got
I
baggage
mean,
that he
because
wants to deal
it
with.
still hasn't, because his whole thing hasn't actually happened. Breaking up the Avengers. Eh.
Technically, he did.
He did for a while, but of course he went back. That's why he still got his.
Yeah.
He
So
still has his. He'll still have his vendetta thing on them.
Probably. Well, I don't know. It'll be super corny though if he's a changed man who
Exactly.
does neither good nor evil or just does. I want to see a villain consultant, still bad, but willing to help. Kind of
okay.
like kind of like Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom wasn't really. I wouldn't say he's a villain. It's just that he was crazy enough and no one was listening to him.
Mhm.
Because remember,
He's
Doctor
just a
Doom
very
saw a vision.
crazy ruler of a country.
Yeah, because like Doctor Doom
But
saw a vision where the only way the world would not end was if he was in charge.
I would have to
And no
disagree
one.
that he's not a villain.
He has done
The
some
most
villainous
villains,
things, but it's like,
think of the no, because most villains think of themselves as good guys.
that's
The reason I say I disagree is because if you then have if you have Thanos as the big baddie in space, the big baddie on Earth generally tends to be Doctor Doom.
okay. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Well, Thanos did see himself as a good guy, and he did
That's
have to
true.
do the work himself. Yeah, I see that point. Yeah.
I think that's how most villains are, right? They see themselves all as good guys.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
mean, other than except for in like comics with Thanos, he really just wanted to kill.
Yeah. Pero kasi iba naman yung usapan with Thanos eh. But anyway, I
Wasn't
think
he just
Hmm.
simping for death?
in
Yes.
the comics,
Yeah,
yes.
Oh well.
but he's also the Mad Titan. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay, he's not.
anyway, moving on. I think we have well, I guess yun na yun. That's it for tonight. Thank
Yeah.
you guys for joining. Thank you for listening to us ramble on about the second episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And also, if you're watching this on Facebook, please follow and like the page as well. This is House Son from Day Geeks. And we have the rest of the guys. Please stay safe, have fun,
Wear your mask.
stay negative, people.
Stay
Wear
negative.
your face shields.
Bye. Oh my gosh.
Ah.
Wait, I'm gonna stop recording.